Republicans are very close to voting for an official impeachment inquiry. And this is, you're seeing Mike Johnson attempt to fend off the conservatives with this inquiry, official inquiry, because it looks like at the end of the day, the guy may end up passing the exact same budget as McCarthy wanted to. And so the conservatives are not really getting anything other than having the opportunity to have preened and developed ill will. There's no doubt in my mind there's going to be money deployed against guys like Gates, et cetera, et cetera. Right. But they're going to wait until, vengeance is a dish best served cold, I think is what I've been told. And but they are going to get the vote for the impeachment inquiry, which I should say is probably what the Biden administration is in some level hoping for, because Certainly. This is only going to help them. And particularly when they're entering into it with nothing. Nothing. And this is actually, this is impressive. Here is James Comer.
Who is uniquely, Bradley was saying this before the show, uniquely bad at this, but it's hard to untangle whether or not it's the complete lack of evidence that they have for the impeachment inquiry, or if Comer is just quite untalented, or if it's both. I think it's both, because I've seen Republicans actually make stuff out of nothing, but he can't seem to do it. Even on Rob Schmidt tonight. This, of course, is on Newsmax.
This is what the media said we had to have. This is what Jean-Pierre said didn't exist. She said Joe Biden was never in business with his son. He never received any money from his son. Joe Biden said, show me the money. Here's more evidence of more money going directly to Joe Biden.
So the pushback that we're already seeing, there's a lot of people out there that are determined to make sure that nobody believes the mountain of evidence that we've seen, that obviously Joe Biden was in business with his son and brother, selling his power around the world. You got a lot of people.
Pause it. I just want to be clear, incidentally. I don't know if it's going to come up in this clip. They are talking about 2018, where Joe Biden has been out of the vice presidency for 2 years. He has yet to declare, and there's even maybe there's rumblings that he might run for president, but certainly there wasn't a lot of people going this is the type of guy I want to invest in the future. Now, with that said, that may explain why we're talking about the numbers that we're talking about, because people thought he may be getting influence, but maybe not that much influence. But go ahead.
And brother selling his power around the world. You got a lot of people, including, here's a tweet from an analyst that says that these are just payments already reported in the media for a truck that Joe Biden.
Oh, pause it. That's weird. I don't know what's going on with Rob Schmidt, why he can't read so well. Keep that up there. Let me read it, because he skipped something. It's weird.
Payments. Yeah.
These appear to be monthly payments. This is David Korn from, is he still at Mother Jones? And these appear to be monthly payments, in parens, already reported in the media. And this is the part that Rob Schmidt dropped for some reason, of $1,380 for a truck. And then Korn, of course, editorializes, I don't think fronting a son money for a truck is impeachable offense. Another swing and a miss. Now, I don't want to get my kid
where was that truck made? Was it a Chinese truck?
That's a good point.
No,
it was actually
a Ford. It was a Ford. It was an American-made truck.
All
Dang
right,
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Son, he says, I don't think fronting a son money for a truck is an impeachable offense. He says another swing and a miss. Your response to that?
That's bullcrap. Look, if he wanted to send his money to his son for a truck, then send him money for his truck. But he got paid back.
I'm sorry. This is explained. Hunter Biden had very bad credit in the midst of the worst of his addiction. So part of this was his father getting him a truck because he could not afford to get a truck due to his credit, and then paying him back in increments with cash. That is the explanation.
Now, let's be clear. I think Hunter did not own the truck, or at least I think Biden was basically like securing
Sure.
the loan. So but what Hunter's doing, I mean, this is embarrassing for, I mean, it's going to be a little bit embarrassing for them, but he's paying him off the payments. And it sounds like, I don't know if I think they were like in big chunks. I hope it wasn't a $1,380 payment a month. That is not a smart buy. And then Hunter apparently had enough money and took over the lease or whatever it was, or the payments, and then returned the truck. He only had it for a year because he can't get his stuff together. But all right, so that's what they're talking about. But this is Comer's got a really interesting theory. Just give him a truck instead of doing this whole money going back and forth thing.
Right.
Yes, your response to that?
That's bullcrap. Look, if he wanted to send his money to his son for a truck, then send him money for his truck. But he got paid back from China. So it doesn't matter whether all this money we're showing that's going into Joe Biden's back pocket was a loan or not, which it wasn't. But let's say because the media says it was a loan, he got paid back from the influence peddling scheme. So we've now proven $250,000 that Joe Biden received directly from his family's influence peddling scheme. You can loan people money. If they pay you back, then you benefited directly from the influence peddling scheme, because he could have loaned $250,000 and never been paid back, then he would have lost $250,000. But because he was paid back and we traced the cash, Rob, it came directly from the influence peddling scheme. So this is what the media dared us for months and months and months to prove. They said you have to prove where Joe Biden directly benefited from his family's influence peddling scheme. Here it is. Now, you think about this, Rob, and I'll get through this real quick. If Joe Biden's trying to say, well, he was the great dad, he wanted to help his son out.
I know people are a little confused about this, so I'm going to use a visual aid here.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, so here we have. I've already prepared this here. This is Joe Biden.
The big dog. What's he called? What's his nickname? The big guy.
Actually, isn't that what they call Trump?
I don't know.
Or is it they call the boss?
But
Okay,
that's his secret communist name.
So there's Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And here's Hunter Biden.
Right.
And these are all of Hunter Biden's nefarious sources of income. I mean, look, let's be clear. And he's getting all these jobs all because his name is Biden. I actually tend to believe that.
Yeah.
All right. So
Nepotism.
It's not even nepotism as much as it's like trading on his name, which is, I guess that's nepotism on some level. I don't know if Joe Biden secured these, or it's like, hey, man, I'm in, the upper echelons of American society. I'm a good person to put on your board. I don't know anything about your product, but I can learn. And frankly, that's what most board members are.
Basically,
as far as I can tell.
What every kid of a president or vice president has done.
Or even just other people's kids. But nevertheless, here it is. These are the different sources of his income. And so the claim is that now apparently, I think Joe Biden probably wasn't going to go out and buy a Raptor Ford truck. Those things are like $60,000, $70,000. I knew a guy who had one. He drove by. I'm just like, I don't understand why.
What's the point?
But yeah, they're souped up by basically F-150s. And so Joe loans Hunter Biden, maybe, let's see, it sounds like almost $5,000. Let's just round it up. Okay, so Joe loans Hunter Biden $5,000. You can see that.
Yeah.
I've done it with an arrow.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way that accountants do this type of thing, too, is my understanding. And then, in 3 separate payments, Hunter Biden...
1.3.
1380.
All right, let's round up just to be fair. 1.4 thousand.
And that money then goes back to Joe Biden. And Joe Biden is exactly in the same place he was before he loaned the money, because it's a no interest loan.
Wow.
And that's how you benefit. Because if this part didn't happen, Joe Biden would have been hurt. But this part did, and so his loan was not, and that's why he should be impeached. But he got his loan payback.
Right, without interest.
without interest.
Which is what I would imagine would constitute a payment. The other thing they mentioned there is the $40,000 from Jim Biden, right? That's the other claim, that it was Chinese money laundering from his brother at that point. That was also a loan repayment in 2017, according to the way that it was labeled, I guess. But I don't know why they've stopped pulling on that thread, because that seems like a little bit more money. But maybe it's because
No, that's part of the whole $250,000.
Oh, that's a part of the total.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The fact that he loaned money to his brother and got paid back.
So, but now we're looking at $45,000 total if we're looking at the loan and then the repayment and the $40,000.
Now, Fizzy Drinks is asking me, what does it mean when he says that China paid the money back? Well, here's China, here's Ukraine.
It's like Sam drawing up a basketball.
Yeah.
Look, here it is. Here's China paid Hunter Biden for whatever it is that Hunter Biden did just by being himself. And then Hunter Biden took some of his money and repaid back. So this is what is known as a
Infant spending scheme.
This right here, this part right here. This is how Biden gets paid. And the way that he covers his tracks is he makes no money.
That's so interesting.
Because then if you actually make no money off of the deal, they can't ever track you.
And what's so disgusting about that is that Biden, Joe, gives his son $5,000 in green, American dollars. But because Hunter is getting money from China and Ukraine, the dollars or the money that goes back to Biden, it's red like communists, right? So that's why are able to track it. That's why you're able to understand.
Well,
that
you can
the
also
money
track it because they have just records.
Yeah.
And this is a whole, listen, the best way to get away with a crime is to actually make no money off it or attempt to do anything criminal.
Right.
And then it becomes impossible for you to be tracked.
That's a really, really good advice.
Yep. So that is going to be Exhibit A at the impeachment hearings. And man, nothing like getting repaid for a loan. You're sitting pretty after you get that money back.
Oh, yeah.
Although, it is fair to say, what were the chances of getting paid back that $5,000 from Hunter Biden? A little dicey. Maybe you should be impeached for requiring a payback from your kid.
Hey,
Yeah.
You bastard.
Exactly.
All right. We'll start. We got some other things to discuss, but that was too funny.